This is a Did Nothing Wrong Pod hot take. When I was younger, I spent a lot of time watching professional wrestling, and I figured out to some extent how it worked. And you see a lot of parallels. We are putting together this morality play. We need these people over here to be this particular character. We need these people to be the villains. We need these people to be the good guys. We all go out and have beers after the show.
Right.
And pro wrestling has gotten far more honest about this than it was since I was a kid. And the folks over on that side of the aisle still haven't.
Well, right. And like, you look at, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert. Mm-hmm. Are they really that crazy? Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they are. But sometimes it's just, it's hard to believe that person exists. It really is. But it's easy to see why that person's narrative or crazy antics are beneficial to, people who want to make the right look crazy, or maybe they just want attention, and maybe it's all just mm-hmm. about like, I'm an actor on a stage tweeting the most insane thing I can think of today.
Right.
Yeah. And then I'll get talked about more, and then,
mm-hmm.
and then I'll get fact checked more, and maybe one day I'll be president. It worked for one guy, so maybe it'll work for me too.
Be careful with the fact checking. It may not do what you think it does.
Yeah. It's bad enough that people are, sharing screenshots of Trump's truths over at Truth Social like they used to with his tweets. But I saw somebody share an actual link to the post on Truth Social the other day. And
Lord.
Just thinking, why? I mean, don't talk about him at all. Let's move on here. But you're going to share a link and have people click on the link and go to that website. Do you understand how the internet works?
No. No, you do not. You don't get it at all if that's what you're doing. And in a perfect world, Twitter would ban people for posting that stuff on the grounds that we deplatformed that guy. And we meant it. We don't want his crap on the platform. And if you share his crap from another platform, you will be banned.
But isn't it crazy though that there are entire accounts on Twitter now that amplify people and posts that were banned from Twitter, that if they tried to get back on, they'd be banned again. And,
mm-hmm.
Tweets that probably would have gotten like 3 likes. And now there are, exposing the right-wing crazy accounts that the left just kind of eats up, and they'll get, instead of those 3 likes and 5 people that would have seen the tweet, and you're getting tens of thousands of people seeing this tweet from someone who was banned for posting terrible, terrible material.
Right.
And now it's just everywhere. And people just don't seem to question it. They don't seem to think twice about sharing it.
And if you go back and you look at how many of those accounts popped up not too long after the individuals in question that they're exposing got banned, you would ask some questions about, like, who might be behind some of these anonymous accounts that are simply existing to expose the radical right. Please pay me for this.
Please listen to the things that Steve Bannon said on his show today, because gosh, it's just crazy. And something defending democracy.
Something you have to be aware of the threat.
Also subscribe and donate.
Smash that like button.
It's not like people can't go find it. If you really want to listen to Steve Bannon, go listen to Steve Bannon. But instead, I'm just going to play you this most insane thing he said today, which Steve Bannon definitely wants as many people as possible to read about and get mad about and say something about him. And, do you think calling Steve Bannon names upsets him? Do you think that's something he doesn't want you to do? Do you think he doesn't just want you to talk about him in any context, and it doesn't matter what, good, bad, neutral, whatever, he just wants to be talked about? But it's a brand, it's a living for some people now, and there just aren't enough people questioning it. And I don't know, in some cases, if people are afraid of the backlash they'll get. If you're a journalist at the Washington Post, New York Times, are you avoiding saying anything because you're afraid of all the attacks you'll get? Or do you think it's not newsworthy? Or do you think it's helping, so you leave it alone?
Or are you afraid of being canceled for being soft on these people?
Well, that's fair too. And maybe it's just easier to just not.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not knowing. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know that people that are engaging in this are very, very committed and very sure that they're helping and doing the right thing. So I don't want their energy focused on me.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably more often than not, that's probably the explanation.
Yeah. Thanks for listening to the Did Nothing Wrong podcast. If you want to hear more, you can go to didnothingwrongpod.com. You can also follow us on Twitter at James, the word 4, and the letter M, all one word, and Grizza BJJ, Grza BJJ, as well as DNW Pod. Thanks again for tuning in, and remember, everyone mentioned did nothing wrong.